Hi everybody, Coach Ted Bear, coming to you my first Facebook Live video. I am so excited about doing this today. A little nervous about it, a little butterflies in the tummy. It's a little disconcerting me sitting here looking at this screen and looking at myself, looking back at me. But those of you who know me well know I can be pretty much of a ham, and I love getting up in front of a group. So this is a little different, but I'm going to enjoy myself, and I hope to be able to give you some interesting information about the ADHD brain and what makes it different from the quote-unquote normal brain. And I can tell you that right off the bat that I'm talking from my own experience. Obviously, I've done research on this, but I have ADHD myself. I only learned about that just a few years ago. Surprising, yeah. And obviously, I've studied this, and but I thought it'd be useful to, for those of you who have ADHD, may not know all this information, and for those of you who don't have it, but maybe live with people who have ADHD, this might be useful information, and just those of you who might be curious. So there are several different kinds of ADHD that have been discovered, but the primary types of ADHD, the two primary types. All right, so let me back up a sec. So the thing that makes people with ADHD different is that their brain chemistry is different. And there are several different kinds of ADHD that have been discovered, and they have different parts of the brain that are affected. But the two main kinds of ADHD, the primary part of the brain that's affected is the prefrontal cortex, this part right here. And what makes the ADHD brain different, any kind, is either it's understimulated, the part of the brain we're talking about, or it's overstimulated. And in this kind of ADHD, the prefrontal cortex is understimulated. So it's not getting enough chemical. And the front part of the brain is the part that handles things like planning and decision making and focusing and what are called executive functions. So that's why people with ADHD are wait till the last minute to get things done, because that generates adrenaline in the body, and that stimulates the prefrontal cortex. Or can be big risk takers, same thing, generates adrenaline. That's why most ADHD medications are stimulants, Ritalin, Adderall. They stimulate the prefrontal cortex. So they bring the level of stimulation up to a more normal level, so that and that then allows the person to be able to focus more easily, can make decisions more easily. The executive functions are enhanced. So, that didn't take very long, but that's what makes the ADHD brain different. And of course, medication doesn't help everybody, and even when it does help, it doesn't take the ADHD away. It never goes away. So some of the challenges that people with ADHD have and deal with, they have their whole lives. But that's what makes us different. And in another video, then I'm going to talk about what some of the gifts of ADHD are, because there definitely are them. So that's it for today. Signing off, here is Coach Ted.